Here's something few people will tell you straight. After age 60, there are foods that if you keep eating daily, then no matter how many supplements you take, how many steps you walk, or if you get a full 8 hours of sleep, your health will still go downhill, slowly but surely. Sounds extreme, right? But this isn't a scare tactic. It's a gentle, heartfelt reminder from the very experiences millions of seniors in America are facing. Unexplained high blood pressure, high cholesterol despite eating less, joint pain, trouble sleeping, no energy, and memory fading year after year. And the common thread in all those cases, a diet containing at least one or more of the 6 foods you are about to hear about in this video. You may have heard their names before: refined sugar, fried foods, processed foods, carbonated soft drinks, but you may have never heard it put so clearly that these items, thought of as a fun treat, a shortcut to skip cooking, or just a little bite, are the very culprits behind the simmering inflammation, metabolic chaos, and the launchpad for numerous chronic diseases after retirement. Linda, 67, from California once shared, "I thought I wasn't eating poorly. I ate small portions, not too much salt, didn't smoke or drink. But only when my doctor analyzed my daily food journal was I shocked. White bread for breakfast, snacks in the afternoon, diet soda, all of it was contributing to my exhaustion every single morning." If you're feeling like your body is running on empty despite not being seriously ill, if you feel your mind isn't as sharp as it used to be, even while trying to live healthy, maybe the problem isn't what you aren't doing, but rather what you're still eating, thinking it's harmless. So today I invite you to take a few minutes with me to review 6 types of food that seniors should phase out as soon as possible. Not because you're forced to, not for extreme dieting, but because you deserve to live your golden years with a body that feels light, a mind that feels clear, and health good enough to fully enjoy every single day of retirement. And don't tune out halfway through, because food number 6, which sounds harmless enough, is actually the thing causing the silent inflammation that makes you age faster every day. Let's dive in. Food. 1. Refined sugar. When you hear sugar, you immediately think of sweetness, that feeling of comfort and a small reward after a long day. A spoonful of sugar in coffee, a piece of cake after dinner, or some jam on your morning toast. It sounds harmless, right? But after age 60, your body just doesn't handle sugar like it used to. And that very fact turns refined sugar into one of the sneakiest silent culprits in your daily diet. Unlike the natural sugar in fruits or vegetables, refined sugar has been stripped of all its natural fibers and nutrients. When you eat it, the sugar hits your bloodstream almost instantly, causing glucose levels to spike. In seniors, the pancreas is often less efficient, insulin doesn't work as well, and the result is a wild blood sugar swing, easily causing simmering inflammation throughout your entire body. Raymond, 72, used to think that cutting out salt was enough to be healthy. But after his blood sugar kept climbing and a persistent fatigue set in, he found the cause. Every day, he still used a little condensed milk in his coffee, a few mints, and a spoonful of honey in his tea. Those little sweets added up, causing him to consume nearly 50 grams of refined sugar, far exceeding the American Heart Association's recommendation for seniors. Beyond blood sugar, refined sugar also speeds up glycation, a process where sugar molecules stick to proteins in your blood, damaging blood vessels and nerves. This is the root cause of many aging issues like poor memory, declining vision, joint pain, and kidney damage. Not to mention, eating refined sugar also depletes collagen, causing wrinkled, less elastic skin, hair loss, and a weaker immune system. The tricky part is refined sugar is a master of disguise. It's in ketchup, white bread, breakfast cereals, flavored yogurts, and even in some savory foods like deli meats or bottled sauces. If you don't read the ingredients carefully, you can be easily fooled, thinking you're avoiding sugar when you're actually getting a steady dose every day. First off, you don't have to eliminate all sweetness. Just swap it for natural sugar from fresh fruits, or use plant-based sweeteners like stevia or monk fruit, which don't raise blood sugar. Gradually cutting back on coffee sugar, cooking at home instead of buying pre-made, and getting in the habit of reading nutrition labels are small but crucial steps. And remember, when you cut back on refined sugar, you're not just easing the burden on your pancreas and liver. You're also clearing your head, stabilizing your mood, lowering your stroke risk, and helping yourself feel younger. Not through cosmetics, but through smarter choices from the inside out. After 60, your body needs gentleness. Don't let tiny sugar cubes silently steal what's most precious: your health and mental clarity, day after day. Food. 2. Processed foods. After a busy day, opening the fridge to a frozen fried rice, a can of soup, or a ready-to-eat lasagna sounds incredibly convenient. You just heat it for a few minutes and have a hot, filling meal. For many people over 60, this is the escape from tiring kitchen duty. But did you know that behind that convenience lies a hidden web of risks affecting your blood sugar, heart health, and even your immune system? Processed foods are typically loaded with salt, hidden sugars, saturated fats, and preservatives, all to maintain color, flavor, and a long shelf life. These ingredients might taste good in the moment, but they trigger a chronic inflammatory response in the body when eaten regularly. And after age 60, your ability to detox and repair cells just isn't what it used to be. So each convenience meal can take a biological toll you don't even notice. Gerald, 69, used to believe that low-fat, reduced sodium, and 100% natural items from the store were safe bets. But after 6 months of regularly eating things like canned meatballs, instant pasta, and frozen sandwiches, his CRP level, a key inflammatory marker, had doubled. His blood sugar was erratic, and he started feeling drained in the afternoons despite not doing much at all. The reason? These foods are usually made from refined flour, are low in fiber, and packed with simple carbs, causing a rapid blood sugar spike, making insulin work overtime, followed by a sudden crash. This very roller coaster causes fatigue, constant cravings, and negatively impacts your memory, sleep, and mood. Not only that, preservatives and additives in processed foods can also disrupt your gut microbiome, weakening your immune system, reducing vitamin absorption, and increasing the risk for conditions like type 2 diabetes, arthritis, and even certain types of cancer. So how can you still get convenience without the downside? You don't have to give up easy meals entirely. Just switch to less processed options: pre-boiled eggs, steamed veggies, whole grain oats, no salt added canned beans, or home-cooked meals portioned out in the fridge. If you must buy something packaged, look for at least 3 grams of fiber per serving, no added sugar, and the shortest ingredient list possible. If you can't pronounce an ingredient, maybe put it back. Remember, after 60, a meal isn't just about feeling full. It's a chance to heal, recover, and keep your body running smoothly, clearly, and more lightly every day. Don't trade momentary convenience for years of feeling sluggish later on. When you choose right, your body will thank you in ways you never expected. Food. Fried foods. Can you still smell the aroma of golden French fries, a piece of crispy fried chicken, or a hot breaded fish fillet with a little spicy dipping sauce? For many, especially after 60, fried food isn't just a meal. It's a memory, a habit, that satisfying crunch that makes dinner more enjoyable. But behind that appeal are silent dangers that few consider, especially for older adults with higher risks for heart disease, diabetes, and cellular decay. When you fry food at high temperatures, certain oils, especially industrial or refined vegetable oils, change their structure, creating trans fats and acrylamide. The World Health Organization has repeatedly warned about these two toxins because they raise bad cholesterol, LDL, inflame blood vessels, increase stroke risk, and damage cell structures. In people over 60 whose circulatory system, liver, and kidneys are already working harder, filtering out these substances is slower, leading to buildup and long-term complications. Susan, 70, used to have fried chicken twice a week as a treat. Though her weight and blood pressure were fine, she often felt bloated, had trouble sleeping, joint pain, and erratic blood sugar after dinner. When her liver and vascular health were checked, Doctors found signs of chronic inflammation and high blood lipids, even though she wasn't eating sweets or drinking soda. The amount of frying oil and the oxidative stress from the fried food was the root cause of her issues. The danger is, fried foods are not just full of empty calories, they also mess with your feeling of fullness. You eat more, but feel hungry again sooner, leading to cravings for snacks, especially carbs and sugar. This chain reaction sends your blood sugar on a wild ride, makes insulin work overtime, and leads to insulin resistance, the starting point for metabolic disorders, diabetes, and persistent fatigue. So if you love that crispy texture, is there an alternative? Of course. You can absolutely use an oven or an air fryer to get a lightly crisp texture without drenching food in oil. Vegetables like squash, carrots, and sweet potatoes roasted with a little olive oil and spices will give you a satisfying and aromatic result. If you don't have special equipment, you can pan-sear on low heat with a small amount of good oil, like avocado or extra virgin olive oil, and opt for steaming, boiling, or light stir-frying instead of deep frying. Remember, after 60, every time you eat something fried, you're not just consuming calories. You're sending a signal to your body about inflammation levels, blood vessel flexibility, and the speed of cellular aging. You might not feel it today, but it will show up in your sleep, your memory, your knees, and those moments of unexplained fatigue. Living healthy doesn't mean giving up all your joys. It means making smart substitutions, enjoying things mindfully, and letting each meal be a step forward, not a step back, for your health. A small change today will make a huge difference next year and for many years to come. Food. 4. Processed meats. Bacon for breakfast, a hot dog for lunch, deli meat in an afternoon sandwich. It all sounds so convenient, delicious, and protein-rich. Many people over 60 still believe meat is a great protein source that keeps me strong and prevents muscle loss. But here's what few will tell you. Not all meat is created equal. And processed meats, no matter how well packaged or advertised as premium, low-fat, or organic, still pose serious health risks, especially for older adults. Processed meats include things like sausages, bacon, deli meats, ham, pepperoni. All have been treated by salting, smoking, or adding preservatives like nitrites and nitrates. These chemicals are used to preserve color, extend shelf life, and create that signature flavor. But inside your body, especially with long-term consumption, they can convert into highly inflammatory compounds and increase the risk of colorectal cancer, stomach cancer, and metabolic diseases. Frank, 73, ate a deli meat sandwich nearly every day because it was easy, tasty, and convenient. Even though he walked regularly, didn't smoke, and got enough sleep, his routine blood work showed high inflammation, slightly decreased liver function, and volatile blood pressure that was hard to control. His doctor later explained that the hidden salt, preservatives, and saturated fat in his daily processed meat habit were silently taking a toll on his entire body, and he had no idea. It doesn't stop there. Processed meats are also a major source of bad LDL cholesterol, contributing to artery hardening, and are especially dangerous for anyone with a history of high blood pressure, high cholesterol, or diabetes. For seniors whose bodies are already more sensitive to inflammatory triggers, the impact of these foods is deeper and faster. Even if you only eat a little bit at a time, you might be thinking, so what can I eat for protein without missing out? The answer, go back to basics with whole, unprocessed protein. Steamed chicken, baked salmon, boiled eggs, tofu, lentils, oats, or various nuts. These are all clean, easily digestible protein sources that don't come with inflammatory additives. If you still crave those savory flavors, make them yourself at home with natural spices. Garlic, ginger, pepper, turmeric. They're good for your joints and don't burden your liver or gut. After 60, you don't need to eat a lot. You need to eat right. And processed meats are definitely not on the eat right list. Every time you skip a sausage in favor of a boiled egg or some steamed tofu, you're giving your body a chance to repair, rejuvenate, and live a longer, more natural life. Let food be your ally, not the silent saboteur that leads to more medication, more doctor's visits, or trading your golden years for a meal that was just quick and tasty. Choose wisely today, and you'll feel your body's gratitude in every healthy breath, deep sleep, and fulfilling day. If you're still with me and finding this helpful, let me know by dropping a 4 in the comments. And if you haven't already, I'd love for you to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you won't miss what's next. Your support truly helps us keep making useful, inspiring content like this. Food, carbonated soft drinks, a cold soda in the afternoon, a bottle with your meal, or a glass of a diet version instead of milk tea. It seems simple, refreshing, and not that serious, especially when you need a pick-me-up or a little sweetness to recharge your day. But if you're over 60, your body's response to these drinks has changed. And that moment you think you're just having one for fun is the moment your body kicks off a chain reaction with long-term effects on your blood sugar, heart, bones, and even your memory. Did you know? A regular can of soda has about 35-40 grams of refined sugar, equal to 9 to 10 teaspoons of white sugar. And if you're thinking, I drink diet, so it's fine, here's the catch. Even without real sugar, the artificial sweeteners in diet soda like aspartame, sucralose, or saccharin can trick your brain into reacting as if you consume sugar, increasing sweet cravings, disrupting insulin, and messing with your gut microbiome. Loretta, 68, switched to zero sugar sodas after a pre-diabetes diagnosis. But despite eating well and taking her medication, her HbA1c levels weren't improving as expected. When her doctor dug deeper, she admitted to still drinking 1 to 2 cans of diet soda a day to beat the craving. After cutting it out completely and switching to unsweetened herbal tea in just 6 weeks, her blood sugar markers improved dramatically, her sleep got deeper, and her afternoon fatigue practically vanished. Carbonated soft drinks don't just mess with blood sugar. The high phosphoric acid content in these drinks can interfere with calcium absorption, leading to bone density loss and joint pain in seniors. Meanwhile, the carbon dioxide, the fizz, can cause bloating, acid reflux, and indigestion with regular consumption. Add the caffeine found in some sodas, and you're looking at an increased heart rate, trouble sleeping, and an impact on blood pressure. What's more worrying is a regular soda habit gradually dulls your ability to taste natural sweetness. Fresh fruit no longer tastes sweet enough, unsweetened tea becomes bland, and you end up dependent on artificial sweetness, all while your body grows weaker day by day. So what are the alternatives? It's simple. Instead of soda, try water infused with a slice of lemon, a few apple slices, or some mint leaves. It's refreshing, gently flavored, and won't spike your blood sugar. Herbal teas like chamomile, cinnamon, or ginger are also great choices that quench your thirst while aiding digestion and relaxation. If you crave bubbles, natural sparkling mineral water, unsweetened, with fresh chopped fruit can give a similar satisfying fizz, but in a much healthier way. After 60, you don't have to cut out every single culinary joy, but you do need to know what to limit and what to swap. Carbonated soft drinks, whether regular or diet, just shouldn't be a regular part of an older adult's diet. Every time you pass on a soda, you're saying yes to the health of your pancreas, nervous system, sleep, memory, and your daily alertness. And that, over time, will make a bigger difference than any pill ever could. Food, packaged sweets and pastries. Maybe you don't eat that much, just a small cookie after lunch, a few candies in your desk, or a pack of sweet snacks to tide you over when you get hungry in the afternoon. These small, convenient, easy-to-buy packaged sweets, they seem like just a minor detail, but they are the silent pathway pulling your health down little by little after age 60. Unlike homemade desserts, packaged sweets are mass-produced with a core of refined sugar, white flour, hydrogenated vegetable oils, trans fats, preservatives, and artificial colors and flavors. These ingredients make the food look great, feel crunchy, taste delicious, and become mildly addictive. But for an older adult's body, it's the perfect storm for chronic inflammation, blood sugar chaos, and visceral fat buildup. even if you only eat a little. Philip, 70, had a habit of just a little something sweet each day to lift my spirits. But after a few months, he started feeling a dry mouth in the mornings, fatigue after meals, restless sleep, and irritability. His tests revealed his fasting blood sugar was above the safe range, his triglycerides were up, and his liver showed signs of mild fatty liver disease, even though his weight was normal. What he never suspected was each of those just for fun snacks, only about 150-200 calories, packed 20-30 grams of sugar, had zero fiber, and virtually no nutritional value. Worse, the combination of sugar and saturated fat sent his insulin into overdrive, increasing inflammation and leaving him tired, prone to belly fat, and less sensitive to insulin over time. Even more dangerously, packaged sweets are often mildly addictive. The intense, sweet, crispy, fatty taste triggers a feel-good response in the brain, making you want more and creating a habit that's hard to break. After 60, when your ability to self-regulate taste declines, it's even easier to fall into the eat, feel tired, crave, eat again cycle. So how can you break this habit without feeling deprived? Swap industrial sweets for natural treats, a few slices of ripe mango, a banana, unsweetened raisins, or a slice of homemade oatmeal banana bread with no added sugar. If you needed something crunchy, try unsalted roasted nuts or whole grain cereal with dried fruit. These options have fiber, satisfy sweet cravings, and won't send your blood sugar soaring. You can also try a little mind trick. Keep sweets out of sight and put healthy options where they're easy to grab. When the urge to eat something strikes, drink a glass of warm water or herbal tea first, because sometimes a craving is just a sign of mild dehydration. After 60, every little pastry isn't just a snack. It's a choice. You can choose what's easy, convenient, and familiar, or you can choose what helps you stay alert, healthy, and sharp for longer. And from those seemingly small choices, you'll build a future of active aging with fewer illnesses and more energy, just as you truly deserve. Now you know there are foods that seem harmless, things you thought you were just eating for a little fun, that are silently chipping away at your health every single day. From the refined sugar in your morning coffee, to the deli meat in your lunch sandwich, the afternoon soda, or the small package of cookies before bed, they all contribute to blood sugar chaos, visceral inflammation, blood vessel damage, and quietly accelerating the aging process. After age 60, health doesn't come from eating enough. It comes from eating right. You don't need a restrictive diet, total abstinence, or to spend a fortune on expensive superfoods. You just need to be mindful of what you put into your body every day. Because at this stage, your body is like a well-used machine. It needs clean, gentle, and stable fuel to keep running smoothly, durably, and without unexpected breakdowns. But you know what? It is never too late to start. Many people have changed their diets after 60, and within just a few months, they found they slept better, their digestion improved, their memory got sharper, and most importantly, they felt back in control of their own health. You can do that too. Whether you start by skipping the sugar in yogurt tea, swapping soda for herbal tea, or choosing a fresh meal over a prepackaged one, every small step is a giant leap forward. So today, where will you choose to start? By not buying those packaged sweets, by reading the ingredients on a label before you buy, or simply by listening to your body a little more closely every time you eat. I invite you to share one change you'll make after this video in the comments below. Who knows, your comment might just inspire someone else. Let's build a community that eats smart, lives proactively healthy, and supports each other on the journey to living fully after 60. If you found this video helpful, please give it a like, subscribe, and share it with people you care about. Because sometimes one small video can spark a huge change in the very life you're living. Thanks for being here with me. I'll see you in the next video, where we'll continue our journey to live healthy, live wisely, and give our bodies the care they truly deserve.